HearRVA. Starting tonight, we will be talking to different artists, creative types around the Richmond area. Every Monday night, you can watch our HearRVA Instagram, Facebook, website, whatever it may be, to get teasers starting the Wednesday before who I might be talking to. If you're an artist, business owner, again, creative type out there, like I said, and you want to come on the show, hit me up, hit us a message over at HearRVA, let us know, and we'll look into it. And coming up over the next 6 weeks, we've got a bunch of people coming up that's going to be speaking with me. So really excited about the people we already have lined up. But let me go ahead and get Marilyn on here because that's what people are here for. Let me send you an invite. And in case you guys don't know, it's Marilyn.Pham on Instagram. Also on Spotify, you can find her. She's got quite a few good tracks out there. And there she is. Hey, Marilyn, how are you?
Great. How are you?
Doing well. Well, welcome to our very first segment where we're talking to artists here in the area. We're so excited to have you on. If you want to introduce yourself, we got a bunch of people watching.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Marilyn. I'm a singer-songwriter based here in Richmond, Virginia. I've been making music for about 2 years now. And I'm really excited. I'm really honored I get to be the first guest. So
yes.
I'm excited for tonight.
So, funny story about me and Marilyn. I have actually, and I told you this not too long ago, I have been hearing about Marilyn for nearly the past 4 years now. My husband actually used to live next door to Marilyn, and she helped babysit our boys and was kind of a little elbow into me and Brian being able to even start dating and helping watch those kids and everything. But
yeah.
I remember being, oh gosh, I can't even remember what it's called now. There's this little bar over by Willow Lawn, and it's changed a bunch of different hands, but sitting out there, one of our, first outings together and talking about you, talking about your mom, Kelly, and Brian just going on raving about what an amazing talent you are. So this is seriously so cool. Just kind of one of those moments.
Just so awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, so why don't you tell us a little bit about not just yourself, but your music, what you've got going on?
Yeah, so I just released a single called From Here, and I also made my own music video. It's the first music video I've done and edited and got put together myself, which was super cool. I've never had the chance to do that before, so it was really fun being able to bring my own idea to life with that. So I just released that, and shortly before that, I released my first EP with 5 songs on there that I fell in love with. So right now I have about 7 songs out. I would describe my music as all my music friends or everybody, when I talk to my music about genre, it's where it's hard to put it in one box. It really just depends on my mood when I'm writing a song, but my songs kind of vary from it can go kind of alt, kind of indie, kind of pop, depending on the vibe. It's always switching up, which I really like. But yeah, it's basically my passion, everything I've loved doing, and I just did a few shows, and performing is my favorite thing. So
yes. So like you said, you've got about 7 new songs just from this past year. Where We Go From Here was the most recent, and that one, man, that tugs me in the heartstrings.
Yeah.
It definitely sounds like a very personal song to you, but you're right. The other songs that I've listened to, we've thrown a few up on our stories. You can go from kind of oh man, what is she going through, to just wanting to dance and just to have a blast. So it's definitely a really good mix. Different emotions and the way you're able to capture that happy feeling, that sad kind of bummy but you know what, screw this. I'm getting back out there. I'm doing my thing. And it
Oh,
still
yeah.
has just that peppy vibe to it. So it's really fun to listen to. And your voice, my goodness, you
Thank
have
you.
such a beautiful voice. It's
Aw.
so just like, it's like warm chocolate, like having which I wish I had right now,
Oh,
with
that makes me
either a
so
nice
happy.
mug of chocolate milk or like
Aw.
a good whiskey, just, it
Mhm.
really warms you up, and it grabs you and pulls you in, and you're able to listen to that story.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
So speaking of, I've watched an interview with you. It
Mhm.
was the POC, persons of color, and I really enjoyed looking at that, and getting to kind of know you a little bit more on the professional side versus, just the personal side. And
Mhm.
you had mentioned that you really like to write from your emotions. Tell me more about that. What do you mean by that?
Yeah. Basically for me, my whole life, just emotions wise, I'm a bottler. I bottle my emotions up, which isn't great, but like I have a hard time trusting people to talk to or just even processing my emotions sometimes. So when I write my music, um, it's really just at unexpected moments where I just feel a lot of emotion, and just being able to write or just like freestyle or just like let that out and create a story. It's not only a way I um it's not only a way of me telling a story through a song, but it's also a way of me kind of processing those emotions for myself, and like kind of taking what's going on in my head and like putting it out, having that like feeling the emotion and kind of understanding. And that's like a lot of the reason I write, is just like to process. Like if I don't know how I'm feeling, if I'm going through something and I just like feel stuck, like I just write and I just let everything out and let that story come to life. And that's a lot of how I have my music. It's just like, it's storytelling. That's what music is. And I just create music that I feel like is relatable with a lot of other people as well.
Mm-hmm.
Which can be scary at times. I get really scared. I get a little self-conscious about my music, just not in the way that like, oh, like it's not good, but more in the way of like, I'm letting these people in to my
Yes, you're
life.
being
Right,
vulnerable.
and I don't do vulnerability well, but yeah, like letting people letting people like hear that and hear what I'm going through. It's scary. It can be scary sometimes, but I mean that's the only way I can get heard. And I do appreciate everyone who is able to resonate with my stories and tell me like what they took away from it. And
Mhm.
yeah, it's amazing.
No, and I definitely, for one, appreciate it. And like you said, it does. You can hear that vulnerability in you, but again,
Hmm.
that strength, and it's almost like you're journaling what you're going through, and
Yeah.
you can hear that emotion behind it. So it's so incredible. I've seen you mention a few times different artists that really inspire you. 21 Pilots is one that pops up a lot.
Right there.
Yes, yes, right behind you, right behind
Yeah.
you. And I get that whole not being able to really express yourself very well when you're just trying to have a one-on-one conversation.
Hmm.
So tell me kind of how these different artists, 21 Pilots, who else, like your inspiration and what you draw from that to be able to put your music, just from your brain
Hmm.
onto pen and paper, onto a program, being able to produce different beats, things like that.
Um, a lot of the music I listen to, my favorite type of music, I would say, is music that just makes you feel like, when just like that song comes on and you're like, oh, like this, like I'm about to sing
Yes,
so loud in my car right now, and just
yes.
like those types of songs where it just makes you feel, and you just like feel so good, or just like it's just like therapeutic in a way. That's my favorite type of music. So I just love music that can make you feel and like you can resonate with. So that's a lot of what I listen to. 21 Pilots, and not a lot of people. I can't believe you brought out 21 Pilots, because not a lot of people know that about me. But I was a huge 21 Pilots fan, and I still secretly am. I don't like tell people as much anymore, but like they definitely were like my starting ground, like middle school Maryland, getting into music. 21 Pilots, like I saw them on stage, and I was like, that was so cool. I want to do that.
Yes. I mean, they have so many quotable lyrics. Like if you go to my Facebook page, I've got it's not the speakers that bump hearts, it's our hearts that make a beat.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
like
Like music you can resonate with. Like it
yeah.
seems awesome. I love Bishop Briggs. Yeah, Bishop Briggs, she's a singer. She sings River. I saw her live once and I was obsessed with her music. Her music so not only her music but her voice was so like it's so like powerful and you can just feel. And I was talking about this with my friend the other day. I was like, I think that Bishop oh, there goes my phone. I think that Bishop Briggs taught me how to sing. I a lot of growing up when I would listen to music, it's like kind of like mimicking. That's kind of how I taught myself how to sing. It's like
Hmm.
mimicking how people sing. And Bishop Briggs definitely is a lot of where I get that like big like um kind of like
It's
just
that
like
power behind your voice.
yeah that power
Like,
and like that's my favorite way to sing is just like letting it all out through emotion. So I definitely love her singing style. A lot of that. I like to just like incorporate a bunch of different feelings and emotions. Like one of my favorite you can take away something small from each artist you listen to, which is kind of how I um do it. I would say like the artists I love or bands I love, like I take away that. So like Gwen Stefani, freaking love her. Just like
yes.
I love just like her attitude, like and then like Bishop Briggs, I love the way she sings, and like I like so like Arctic Monkeys, I love the Arctic Monkey style. So like kind of like taking pieces and then also putting your own twist, which is fun. I like to like just like putting your own twist on things. It's kind of just like
Hmm.
how you can create a whole masterpiece, and it's awesome. And I think music just always keeps on flowing, and people just take away things from everything you hear. It's awesome. It really is.
Yeah, I mean, I love it. You're able to find different little bits and pieces that you can take from so
Hmm.
many different genres, styles, things like that, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
Speaking of, you're not just a singer, but I hear you also play quite a few instruments. So
Oh, yeah.
got
Yeah.
some insight from your mom, Kelly, and it was
Mhm.
the ukulele that you picked
Yeah.
up first. Is that correct?
Yeah, it was the ukulele because we're just going back to the 21 Pilots thing. I really loved them. I still do really love them. But
Yes.
yeah. So 20 Pilots, Tyler Joseph played the ukulele, and I was like, oh, like it's small, something like easy to learn, and then you can like eventually go on to guitar. So I picked up the ukulele, and also like I love singing, but I wanted to like play with an instrument. I figured that was really easy to learn on. And I actually my first time singing in front of a crowd that wasn't my church was my seventh grade talent show, and I did a song with my ukulele there, and I didn't win. And then I was like, it's okay, I still had fun. I love performing. But in eighth grade, I actually won the talent show singing on my ukulele, and that gave me like a
That's
big confidence
awesome.
boost. Yeah, I was like, I think
What
I'm
were you
pretty good.
singing?
I sang so back on the 21 Pilots for the seventh grade one, I sang House of Gold by 21 Pilots. And I
That's
swear I'm not, I
amazing.
was like obsessed with them now. It was definitely like my basis. And then eighth grade, I sang a song called Alone by Holland. And it was a song I hadn't heard before, but I was taking an a cappella class at the time. And we were
Oh,
singing
that's
it
cool.
for our a cappella class. And I was like, I really like this song. So I found like I figured out how to play the chords on the ukulele for it and taught myself how to play that song, and it had like a lot of power and like it was really different. So I really enjoyed doing that. But when I won first place, I was like, holy crap, like maybe I'm not like maybe I'm better than I think, maybe I can like do more
Yes,
with this. And I was obsessed with it from that
yes,
moment. So
definitely. And it's funny because you said like the ukulele's small and I can sing along with it, but it
yeah.
sounds like that you were able to take this again, this small instrument, and be able to make some really big things with it.
Yeah.
Um, that's really cool. What else do you play?
Well, after around the time, a little after I started playing ukulele, I did viola for high school, not high school,
Wow,
middle school, and viola was super fun. I loved orchestra. Like orchestra was my favorite class. I don't play viola anymore. That was like my middle school, like kind of in the high school thing. But what I took away from learning that is like it taught me a lot of like music theory. So that was like the biggest thing is like I learned like scales, octaves, all these things through orchestra that I could then translate into my singing. So it's like harmonies, like how things should sound, which is really cool that I learned from that. And then later on, I picked up guitar a little bit. I'm not like crazy great at guitar, just like enough to like play the basic backgrounds. And then I used to be like pretty good at bass, electric bass, but I need to start picking that back up again because I'm starting to get rusty. But
Come on over and teach me.
okay, sure. I mean, bass was like also easy to translate from orchestra, like playing the viola. It made it really easy to like pick up an electric bass and like kind of understand how things are gonna go. But yeah.
That's really cool. So you're legitimately like a one woman kind of, you're able to take these different instruments and kind of play around with this, but like you said, you know, it taught you the basics, if you will.
Yeah.
So other than the singing, I hear that, so your primary love is performing, and I do want to get back to that and talk about some shows that you've done, but you also love production, kind of being involved in the whole process and in the, you know, being able to make these audio files. What got you on that kick? How did you get into that? Are you self-taught? Like,
well, the production, I don't do the mixing for my songs. So I don't do the beats for my songs. I usually find beats on like mostly YouTube or like when I'm around. How I write music is usually I'm like skipping around. I'm like picking and choosing. I'm like, this sounds good. This is like, you know, and then I'll pick up a vibe for it. But if I like the beat, I'll just start like writing, and I have my phone up and I'm recording, and I'm just like kind of like just spitting, just like letting whatever comes to my mind out. And I'll like record it, and then I'll go back and I'll like write what I think sounds good, or I'll change things up. And I'm sorry, can you repeat the question again?
Oh no, you're on point. You're on point with it. I was asking kind of, you said that if you weren't performing, that you would love to be part of the audio portion, making those beats. Girl, if you don't stop knocking yourself over.
I know my phone is falling. Plug it.
That's okay. That's what we're here for. People are gonna love
the chaos.
The charger. All right, we'll make sure we don't kill you. But just getting back to my question, because I'm sidetracking myself now too. You had said that, you know, if you weren't performing, that you do love that audio portion and being able to help with production, things like that. So I was just asking, you know, Richmond to Italy.
Right.
I'm just reading some of the comments. What have you learned that you didn't know prior to, and getting more into that, other than just holding your phone up, getting those beats, being able to kind of write stuff out?
So when I have a vision, when Marilyn has a vision, like her heart is set. Like she like wants to make that come to life the way she has it thought in her. Like when I had Clarity, when we wrote Clarity, I knew, I was like, this song needs a music video ASAP, and I'm going to make it happen. And these are the colors I have in mind. This is how I want it to go. So that's kind of how it goes. My audio engineer, Matt, shout out Matt. I'm not sure if he's on here right now, but Matt's my man. The second I met him and he mixed one of my songs, he just automatically just like killed it, like everything I wanted and beyond. And I was like, this man is awesome. So I like stick by him. I had Pino, actually, my friend Pino mixed my last one. But if I want a specific sound, I go to him, and we'll just like sit in the studio after like we record it and like go through, and he's like, how do you think about this? And sometimes like I'm just like, you are the master here, surprise me. Like he surprises me all the time, and does amazing stuff like that. And then he can just like add whatever I want with that. But I love sitting there with him and like seeing my song just like kind of come to life every time I head in there, which is really awesome. And then like cover art wise, I have a lot of friends in photography. I've had my best friend do my cover art a few times, and I just recently had a friend who I went to high school with do my EP cover for me. A big thing for me is like I love having my other friends and other creators involved, whether they're like artists, music, like they play instruments. Like I just love involving other people because it makes it so fun, and like brings like this whole awesome project together with multiple talented people. And when
You
I
got
got
this
to make,
creative circle around you. Yeah,
right,
I love it.
it's so like motivating and so just like awesome to see just like come to life. And then all this work like pays off when it's like released and like you have like your set plan. It's really awesome. But I really enjoyed having that creative input to my last music video because I've never had a music video like I've mostly done edited. So I really liked going into that and diving into that whole realm of something I wasn't used to. But it's super cool to be experiencing everything other creators do for me, but it's kind of like we're helping each other out in a way, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for
I hope that
sure. I
makes
mean,
sense. Yeah.
it does make sense. And you
Okay.
definitely have some really, really talented people around you. I've been so impressed with the different artwork that you've got,
Mm-hmm.
different videos that I've seen from you. So you definitely have a really cool team.
Thank
And
you.
I'm excited for you and, you know, your friends still. And I'm just looking at some of the questions here. Let's see.
I don't
We
see
had
questions or comments. Okay, though.
your secret from you. So
Okay.
Artillery de God asks, what's your genre? How would you describe, what would you say your genre is?
My genre. Okay. We were kind of talking about this a little in the beginning, but a lot of what me and my friends say is that we can't fit my music into one box. I mean, if you have a song, you take one song, it's like easy, but they kind of like, it kind of just leans on a line of like very different. It's kind of hard to explain. Every time people ask me, I'm like, it's a little pop, it's a little it can get a little like
You're like
sassy, but it can get a little
yes,
happy, it can get a little sad, it can be all these things. So,
you're like a sultry, moody, emo pop punk princess almost like.
yeah, it's really cool. It's like kind of like it's just like this. I don't know how to describe it. I really don't, and I'm working on it. I like want to figure out a way to describe my genre. But a lot of my friends are just like, you don't have to have a genre. You're just Marilyn, like just Marilyn's genre.
Exactly.
So
Exactly. And
yeah.
sometimes that's, you know, that's one of my favorite things about some of my favorite artists is that you start, you know, people ask a question like that, and you start to try to put your finger on it, and you can't really, but in my opinion, those are some of the best types because, like you
Mm-hmm.
were saying earlier, you get from so many different taste, flavors, moods,
Right.
things like that. And when somebody is able to incorporate so many of those different emotions into one kind of big unnamed, maybe one day there will be a name for it, that's really cool. And
Mm-hmm.
you do that so well.
Thank you.
So your friends are right. You don't need to find just that specific genre. What you're doing so far is really cool. And Elijah is on here, and he had asked too, who's on your wall behind you? He was asking about the posters. I know you mentioned 21 Pilots. That's Nirvana over there too,
That's
right?
Nirvana. I actually
Yes.
I just recently moved. I wish I was in my old room so bad. I just have like my whole wall covered in so many posters. My whole closet right now is like filled with posters rolled up because I can't fit them in my new room. But so we have Tame Impala right there. We have 21 Pilots. And that's Nirvana. I love Nirvana. Love
Yes.
Nirvana. Sublime. I love Sublime over there. Sublime's over there. And Milky Chance. This is actually a signed poster by Milky Chance. When they came to Richmond a couple years ago, I won this. I won this giveaway thing with them where they're like, you had to post something and they pick a few people to play basketball with. So I played basketball with Milky Chance when they played at the National, and
That's crazy.
they signed a picture. I got to bring a guest and like a special guest to come with me, and I brought my dad. And me and my dad played basketball with Milky Chance, and that was the coolest experience of my life. But
That's
yeah,
so cool.
so those are all my posters over there.
I love it. I love it. Are you sure you weren't born the same year I was, 82? You're like a very like 90s kind of grunge into it also.
It's my mom. It's what I was like raised growing up too. So
Yeah. Good old Kelly got the good influence.
yeah,
She's teaching you well. Speaking
definitely.
of Nirvana, for whatever reason, the title's escaping me, but the new Black Widow movie has a cover of a Nirvana song with a female singer in it, and
really?
she's got a voice very sultry, silky like yours. It would be something fun to hear you cover. And are there songs out there that you've covered? Any particular songs that you haven't yet but you would like to cover?
Yeah, I definitely would love to start doing covers more. There's one down deep in my Instagram when like COVID was first, kind of like May into that first year of COVID. And me and my friends, it was the day I recorded my first song actually. And Isaiah, my friend Isaiah's in it, and Katie is playing the guitar. We did a cover of Rocketeer, which is like an
Cool.
old like 2000 song that I really loved the way that turned out. I One of my favorite songs to sing, I like Rihanna a lot. Put on
Yes.
some Umbrella by Rihanna, and I'll just be like,
Yes.
yes, like
Yes.
I would love to do like cover
Love
some
on the
Rihanna.
Brain.
Yes,
I bet you
like
could kill Love on the Brain.
yeah, I love that. I'm trying to think of other songs I typically cover. I like to put twists on like I don't want to say like pop songs, but like more, I would guess like pop songs. I like to put like some twist on like poppy songs and like kind of like bring it down a little bit, bring some levels to it. But yeah, I want to start getting more into covers. I've been thinking about posting them like on YouTube or something. But that's something in a work in progress at the moment.
Okay. Just kind of like a little side gig, because you have
Yeah.
so much original music
Mhm.
that sometimes you will see people, primarily sticking to covering other artists, things like that, but you've got so much really good original stuff.
Thank you.
What would be, let's say, your top 3 songs if you were going to get whoever to listen to, whoever, get into Marilyn Pham, get them excited? What would be your top 3 songs of yours that you would want people to listen to and hear?
I would have to say my number one, just because I have to, like the song is my baby, is Clarity. Just like that's the song that got me so hyped to do music, and was such a fun and amazing experience to create. So that's one of my top favorites. I would say second favorite. Well,
I know
actually,
this is a thinker.
I have to say the song I just wrote has to be. It's not out yet, but when it's like released, will be my favorite ever. It will be my favorite song I've ever made ever. But that's not out yet, so I guess we won't. But if I could put that on there, it would be there. And then I would say, gosh, I like Wishful Thinker a lot. I think she's a little underrated. It's the first song in my EP. I think she kind of like is hidden in there just because it's such like a chill song. But she gets me feeling like my emotions a little bit. I like that one. It's different. And then I would say third would be oh God, either Enemy or From Here. I can't decide.
All right.
I can't decide
All
between
right.
those.
So we've got 3, kind of 4, with the second one technically being the secret. So you've got Clarity, secret one coming up, which we'll talk about here in just a minute as well. And then Wishful Thinking. Well, let's talk about, before we get to one of my last questions, and I really just like want you to give it your all. But so with COVID and everything, live performances, things like that have been a little here and there, things like that. Do you have anything scheduled coming up? Any shows that we need to look out for?
Not at the moment. I don't have anything coming up as of right now, but me and my friends are trying to work on creating our own show, and just like literally just having like a fun time with it. That's what we love to do with music. It's just like, it's fun. It's what we love to do, and we want to have a smile on our face when we're doing it. So we're working on that at the moment. we're gonna see what we can do with that.
Is that the Clarity Productions?
Yeah, my friends.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you want to talk about that, please do, because you know, again, you're not just singular talented, you're multi-talented. So this is really exciting, different projects you do have coming up.
Yeah, my friends and I have started a business called Clarity Productions, and we have a lot we are planning to do with it, but we're still kind of at like the base ground of it. So it'll be coming in the near future. They're gonna be coming later on. Right now, it's just a little seed waiting to grow. So
That's exciting.
yeah.
That's really exciting. So with the new year coming up, and you were kind of teased a little bit, working on some new stuff, maybe
Hmm.
something coming out towards the end of the year, early next year. Sounds
Yeah.
like you're gonna have a busy end of the year, next couple of months coming up, and lots of things for us to look out for and be excited to hear.
Yeah. I've been kind of ever since I released my single, kind of a little quiet with my music, just because I've it may look like I'm kind of like taking a little hiatus, but I'm just packing up my backpack with more and more things to just put out there soon. So within the next year, you'll be hearing a lot. Like I have a lot in store. I'm excited to
That's
share.
awesome.
Yeah.
We're super excited. Any Richmond artist or different music that you've heard locally that you'd like to shout out, or I know that you took our HearRVA mixtape playlist
Mhm.
quiz,
I did.
and I do want to let people know which one you got, but who locally have you been listening to? Anybody that we should also be looking out for? Anybody you want to shout out? Like I said, even your friends.
I gotta shout out my friends, Pino and
Yes.
Trap. My best friends in the Richmond music scene. They're the best. I love them. They motivate me so much and are so talented and are the only people I can freestyle comfortably with, and we can just vibe and we know each other super well. So their music's amazing. Check them out. They just released a song SOS together. They were still together and it's awesome and amazing. Sex Over Stability. It came out I think like a week or two ago, and it just reached 10,000 early. Yeah, 10,000 streams on Spotify. So stream SOS. Bye.
And
Pino and
it's
Trap.
Pino and Trap.
Yes.
Okay, I want to make sure everybody knows who to go look for as well.
Mhm.
And while we're talking about it too, how can people find you online, Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you might be streaming? Let people know.
The easiest way, you can go through my bio. You can press the link. Or go to www.marilynpham.com. That's my website. You can find all the links you need there. So if you want to check out my SoundCloud, there'll be a little button, or my Instagram or YouTube, and like a section for my music videos, the section for the music. So if you want to click my Spotify link, my Apple Music link, it'll be at the top of my website. So just click it and I'll send you right there.
Yes, definitely. And if people out there are looking to have a little dance party, like I said, maybe even a little cry to themselves, but then get picked back up and just kind of jam, throw on Marilyn. I'm following you through Spotify. Really, really appreciative that you took this time to come on and talk with us tonight.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for
going.
having me.
Yeah, thank you for going through the website too and getting your playlist.
Yeah.
Everybody out there, if you have not yet, go to www.hearrva.com. You can take our mixed tape playlist, and Marilyn got Virginia is for Music. It's a quick 6-question quiz, and it will give you what your style and kind of what your vibe is currently. But go check it out. We're going to have a link to this interview and the other interviews that we have coming up. But Marilyn, you're amazing.
Oh, thank you. You're amazing.
Again. I
Thank
want to
you.
make sure, again, everybody knows where to find Marilyn. So it's Marilyn.Pham.
Yes.
It's MARILYN.PHAM. It's on Instagram. You can search her on Spotify. We'll make sure that we've got you tagged on stuff. I already do. But anything else you want to let good old RVA know, or anything else you want to say before we head out?
No, I think that's about it. I think we covered a lot. And I'm appreciative of everyone who joined and checked it out. Yeah. So Please listen to my music. DM me, let me know what you think. I love talking to new people. Yeah, that's about it though.
Yes, please. And maybe we'll have to have you back again early next year after you've released some more music, and
Oh, for
you can
sure.
come on, play the
Yeah.
ukulele for us. We can play
Oh, I'd
some
love
21
to.
Pilots together.
Oh, I would love that. Yeah.
Marilyn, you're amazing. Thank you so much again.
Yeah,
Thank
no
you, everybody
problem.
out there, for tuning in for our first interview. Keep an eye out. Again, early this next coming year, Marilyn's going to have some new stuff out. But we hope everyone has a great evening. Thank you again, Marilyn. You're amazing.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Hope you have a great night.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Bye. Thanks, everyone. Have a good one. Don't forget, follow Marilyn. It's Marilyn, MARILYN.Pham. It's PHAM. On Instagram, you can go check her out on Spotify. Go to our website. Buy us a coffee. Help support local Richmond artists. We hope everyone enjoyed tonight. And again, if you're a creative type out there or have some different artists, business owners, anybody you'd like to see us speak with, hit me up. It's Morabid. It's MORA_BID66 is my Instagram, or you can just message us on the HearRVA Instagram. Email us, however you want to get a hold of us. But we really appreciate everybody watching, and hope everybody has a good night. Go take the playlist quiz. Find out what your mixtape is. All right, thanks, Richmond. See ya.